Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks, where we meet with the top thought leaders and strategists in emerging technologies, digital assets, the regulatory landscape, and capital markets. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, and joining me on the desk at the Nasdaq market site is Cathinka Wahlstrom, Chief Commercial Officer at BNY, Ainslie Simmonds, Pershing ex-president and head of Pershing strategy. We have Bob Walter, president of Sanctuary Wealth, and Kevin Pearly, co-founder of SkyPath Private Wealth. And we are here to discuss what type of technology is critically important for advisors to grow their businesses and why. It is great to have everyone with us. Welcome to Trade Talks. And Cathinka, let's kick it off with you. Tell us about BNY, where you sit within the advisor and tech spaces.
Well, first of all, great to be here. Thank you so much. So as we look at our clients, and we're so happy to be here today, of course, all our clients are really looking at growth right now. So they want to scale, they want to grow, and we are really a partner to do that. And they come to partners like us because they tell us we're innovative, they tell us that we're also resilient, and we can help them to scale. So we've actually been scaling platforms for 240 years. So that's a lot of what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, talk about evolution over 2 centuries. Ainslie, you know, for those of us who have background in trading, we certainly know about Pershing. Tell us about your role, how it's evolved.
Yeah, so Pershing, obviously a very scaled player in the clearing and custody business, but what's happened over the last 2 years is really leaned into technology and building a unified wealth platform. So a platform that can help a firm really grow their business with their brand and really bring it to market as their own. And that platform is called the Wove platform, and that was released about 18 months ago, and we have lots of clients jumping on that right now.
Yeah, speaking of growth, I mean, Bob, Sanctuary Wealth, the growth story is phenomenal. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, well, Sanctuary Wealth is a diversified financial services company, really specializing in helping financial advisors grow their businesses. So we provide them with the platform, the tools, the resources in order to grow faster than they could anywhere else. And that's where Sanctuary has done an amazing job over the last 7 years in building out the solutions that they need so that they have all the tools in the toolbox. And it's been a great partnership with BNY to utilize a lot of their technology to deliver it to partners like Kevin and SkyPath.
Yeah, which is so great having everyone around the table because we can kind of pull back the curtain and see how the sausage is made here. Kevin, welcome back to the show. Tell us about SkyPath.
Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate being here again. So what myself and our partners do and the team help work with individuals and small businesses and families and help simplify their financial life. We are heavy users of technology, really focus on a financial planning process. Sanctuary and BNY Mellon Pershing has been a great partner to do that. I spent over 2 decades at a large wirehouse along with my partners. Had a great career there. However, looking into the future, we really saw the independent space and not really beholden to one organization as the future. To really be a true fiduciary, to pull from the best and greatest tools and technologies that have been out there.
And Bob, let's talk more about that. How is the wealth management space changing, and what are the key trends that you see shaping the future?
You know, the wealth management space is changing rapidly. It's evolving so quick, and a lot of it has to do with the technology and the evolution of technology, but I think it's a lot of the expansion of the client needs. It's really no longer a one-size-fits-all approach. It's a one-size-fits-one approach, and our ultra-high net worth clients are demanding tailored solutions that can be tailored to meet their evolving needs. And that's why I think it's mission critical for financial advisors to really take a look at how they're delivering their services and really increase their digital agility, which is going to allow them really to take advantage of the other trends. We've got 2 trends going on. We've got assets are growing faster than they've ever had before. We're on the doorstep of one of the largest wealth transfers in world history. And so to be able to provide a one-size-fits-one approach and scale that, you need the right technology partner. It's really the reason why Sanctuary chose Wove, was they're able to provide the detailed solutions to the advisors, our advisors, through their technology, and that's what we're powering Sanctuary One, our advisory platform. So partner firms like SkyPath can get their solutions out and really customize those solutions for their tailored.
Yeah, and we're going to get to that in a moment with SkyPath, but Ainslie, I want to ask you the same question, how you see the space changing and what key trends are shaping the future.
Yeah, you know, it was really interesting over the last sort of 10 to 15 years as, you know, a lot of firms like Kevin's have gone independent. There was this really desire to go, like, kind of pick a best of breed type approach to solutioning their tech stack. And we've gone from about 100 wealth tech providers to about 500 or 600 in the last 10 years. So the shelves have gotten very complicated and very full. And what we're seeing now is a trend back to platform and really looking for resilient platforms like Cathinka mentioned, with the cyber oversight that you would expect from a large player like BNY, and really a platform that can be tailored to an individual business, but where you're not going out having to pick 10, 12, 18 different pieces of software and stitch them together yourself. No wealth firm that I know really wants to be an integration tech company. Right. You know, they really have better things to do with their time. And I think that's really the insight that has driven the Wove platform and everything we've been doing. And I think it's going to be a trend that continues for the next decade.
Yeah, it's great to be able to partner with a brand such as Wove
Sure
as well,
is.
and be able to express that. So Kevin, let's go back to that for a moment here with Sanctuary's model. What need is it meeting? How does it help advisors creating a better outcome for themselves and also for their clients? I would imagine you're able to focus on the advisor part of it and not so much the tech and operational.
That's correct, Jill. We do want to focus time and energy on clients and not really all the resources that are needed to run a wealth management firm, and which is a lot. Sanctuary helps us with legal, compliance, putting all the different technology pieces together, so we then can deliver that to the client, whether it's tax transition tool through the Wove system now. So they are an essential partner of ours, so we don't have to spend a lot of the time with the nuts and bolts of behind the scenes, and we can spend more time with clients, understanding their needs, understanding their goals, and then deliver a customized solution which is tailored to them, as Bob had mentioned. So, and that's why I think you're seeing this big trend outside of the large wirehouses to an independent type model, such as Sanctuary, which is really a leader in the space. Because as I mentioned, it's a lot to run your own firm. But when you partner with someone and everything is there for you, you can focus the time and energy on what's needed, which is with the clients.
So, but you have more optionality when it comes to product as well. When you're with a wirehouse, you're married to a certain suite of products, so you can tailor it from that perspective as an independent advisor.
That's correct, yeah. So, you know, instead of just pulling from one platform, which could be legacy older systems, you're dealing with really the best and the most innovative tools, technology, and investment solutions that are out there and are available on the independent side versus just pulling from one little platform.
Right. And Bob, I'll ask you the question in reverse. How are you helping to meet the advisor's needs?
Yeah, I mean, our model has always been about partnered independence, and one thing that we're really proud about is all of our curated solutions that we've built were requested by our partners. So we've worked with partners like Kevin and SkyPath to really build out a suite of tailored solutions specifically for them. And, you know, Sanctuary One is no different. We've been working on Sanctuary One with our partner firms for a few years now, and we looked at a number of different technology platforms, and we really landed on Wove because we do believe it's future-proofed, in that we can go ahead and interchange new tools, new technologies, whether it's advanced planning or advanced tax planning, different alternatives. We can plug those in without an interruption of service. So it's been a great marriage and a great pick.
Ainslie, why is technology critically important for advisors to grow their business? And more importantly, what kind of technology?
Yeah, so there's kind of a core suite of technology that advisors use. You know, there's a CRM and account opening technology, you know, portfolio construction, trade reval, you mentioned financial planning. There's, you know, this set of things that advisors use to solution for a client. And I think what's super interesting right now is those things, when they're really knit well together, an advisor can move through that work, get to the client need faster, and then also be able to share with client lots of different iterations, different views, and really get to that personalized, tailored plan that you want as an individual, you know, talking to a wealth advisor. You want that confidence that the plan is made for you, by you, with your wants and needs, you know, incorporated. And I think, you know, if you're spending all the time trying to stitch stuff together and upload and download and reload data, you can't get to that really comprehensive view and see everything. And I think that's what advisors are looking for, frankly. At least that's what they're telling us.
Yeah, Kevin, is so interesting. Data has had an impact on every role across every industry that we're aware of. Why would you say, from the advisor perspective, technology is so important to advisors, and what kind of tech is working best for you?
Yeah, I would say there's a number of things, but I think what resonates is really scalability, predictability, which leads to ultimately better outcomes. Ainslie said it best, there's all this wonderful technology out there. However, on the independent side, until now Wove, they really don't talk to each other. Yeah. Now they're all going to be able to communicate with each other, whether it's rebalancing, it's onboarding a new account, and giving a very good client experience. You know, I mentioned the tax transition tool. When a new client gets onboarded, whether they come from somewhere else or maybe unrealized gains, we just don't want to hit a button and just create undue taxes. We're able to show different scenarios and transition that into the correct model portfolio that will meet their goals. But when it comes to the technology, it allows us all at SkyPath and our team members to be much more efficient with our time. And so we can spend time, as I mentioned, with the clients themselves and with their families to understand, to ultimately give them the better outcomes, as opposed to trying to piece together all these different technologies, which systems that don't communicate that well on the independent side up until now.
So, Cathinka, why are wealth managers looking to firms like BNY, besides the brand partnership, to scale their businesses, and how are firms like BNY helping those managers scale?
Yeah, I think we see a few different trends, and we've touched on many here, but four perhaps in particular. So one is everyone wants the competitive edge, and I think a lot of what we're talking about right here is a competitive edge, because you're trying to create that advisor experience, and WOO is a big part of that. The other thing with the growth that we've talked about, there are a lot of acquisitions obviously out there, and there's growth, there's some organic growth as well, but there's a lot of inorganic growth. So everyone wants operational efficiency, but not necessarily be bothered with how it all comes together. You want to spend time with your clients. I think the other thing is data. That's really, really important. So we touch 20% of the world's investable assets. So we touch a lot of data. We sit on a lot of data sets. So our clients want that in order to make decisions, for risk management, for innovation. So being able to provide that is really important. And then I think people. So with these acquisitions, we see that our wealth management clients are dealing with a lot of people, talent, opportunities, and challenges, and culture. And we're really all about culture. So as we talk about our platforms and our technologies, our clients are building their businesses on top of our platforms.
Yeah, so for more context here, how is this collaboration around the table? How's that a good example of how BNY is thinking about how you serve your clients?
Yeah, I mean, we love the Sanctuary story, because I think we've been part of it from almost the very beginning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's very much working hand in hand, understanding your business goals and therefore the partners. So through even the setup, I think the model in the very beginning, we were part of that, and then as you've had more and more advisors come in, transitioning them, of course, to Sanctuary. And now this platform. So for us, it's been a fantastic milestone. And then hearing Kevin's story is incredible, to know that we in some way are impacting your clients and really elevating that experience. So for us, it's the way we love to work with clients.
Yeah. I think it's interesting how you have direct access, right, to be able to sit down at the table with BNY, Kevin, and have these conversations and deliver feedback. But I want to talk about the industry a little bit more holistically, Bob. I've been covering Sanctuary, it's called the past 4 or 5 years, whether your team's on the show or the different advisors associated with Sanctuary, and the growth has been phenomenal. And I love hearing about the independent stories and how it's transitioned their business. How do you think the availability of this technology could influence the next gen of advisors?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's all about growth. We've talked a lot about, efficiencies, it's about business optimization, and I think, having this technology and having a partner like BNY that has the necessary scale to make a big investment in the technology, I think is just mission critical for getting the platform up and running. When you think about the investment they've made in Wove itself, it may be the single largest investment in custodian history. I don't know. It's definitely one of the largest. And when you think of the team they were able to recruit and bring on, Ainslie and the rest of her team, and you think about the next gen and when they're trying to do what Sanctuary was able to do in 7 years, they can take everything that we've learned, with the new tools and the new technology that the Wove team has brought to the table. And I think they can help a lot of management firms really, ignite that growth and efficiency.
Well, especially with that wealth transfer.
That wealth
is taking place right now.
It is, and you have to be ready for it.
And the younger generation is more attuned, and it has more knowledge around this and exposure to the wealth management space and advisors and so forth, which is why, Kevin, I think when you think about the next generation of an advisor, this makes the job a little bit more engaging and fun, and you're not hampered down with what you might associate like an old school advisor would have to deal with.
You're not, and you're exactly right. And there's different generations that view the business differently.
Right.
There's older generations and clients that just still want paper. Right. And there's newer generations who haven't actually been on a computer in probably a month. They're on some sort of mobile device or iPad. So, and that is really where we foresee the industry going, much more mobile, much more digital, efficiency, and being available for clients almost 24/7, as opposed to just having these little siloed pieces. But there's definitely a transition piece from an older advisor to a younger advisor subset.
And if I could just step in, I mean, what's been great about SkyPath is not only do they have next-gen clients, but they have next-gen advisors that are really putting their fingerprints all over the Sanctuary One platform, and I think that's what is making it so special and so unique.
Yeah, Ainslie, I also think because we understand how to work in a more hybrid way, that it's also created a geography diversity pool, right? It's not just you have to be, New York, California, Chicago to have access to an advisor or, to big shops like BNY.
Well, I think it kind of goes up and down the stack, right? So, we were talking earlier and Kevin said that he can serve clients almost anywhere, right? That's amazing. And Sanctuary, had their highest growth during the pandemic. Amazing, right? That's all virtual. And our team, our development team is in like 8 or 9 locations, and we can just work seamlessly. And what's been really the best thing is we can hop on a Zoom. I can show a prototype and Kevin can be like, yes, this, no, not that. And we can get that feedback right away and move really quickly in the development cycle. So, it's kind of a new world on how we can work together, and it's so easy just to hop on and connect and, figure stuff out together.
Yeah, and Cathinka, I think the speed at which this has been able to be executed at, it also lends to the leverage that technology provides. I mean, this is a massive platform.
Absolutely. I mean, the speed of move was breathtaking. We felt that at times, and not only when we launched last summer, but in terms of what we've added since then. But part of it is that we're working so closely with our clients, so we're not building something and then calling them a year later. We're actually every day working with our clients to make sure that what we're building is what they need and want. We have very active client advisory councils, for one, where we listen to our clients and continue building.
Okay, well, good. You have to show them the show.
Yes.
All right. Appreciate everyone's insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me from MarketSite. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.